Hi everyone, this is RamBabu Vasupilli, CEO of NCPL, and today an important and a very sensitive topic. It is about proxies. Proxy has become like a pandemic in Canadian and US environment, and many people are falling prey to that. I wanted to give you some hints about what is proxy and why it will not work in Canada. So this video is all about that. The culture of proxy has initially started in the US and it is still going on great guns in the US. But you have to understand US and Canada are not the same. And that pandemic has spread to Canada also, especially during the COVID days. In US, the geographic situation is different. There are about 50 states. In all the 50 states, IT is well established and the resources are spread across all these 50 states. But because of the huge demand, the companies cannot get the workforce from the same state. So many a time they have to, ask for people to come from different states and work in their company. So for that, they conduct interviews, and obviously each and every company cannot give you flight tickets or the expenses to come and attend the interview. So most of the interviews are online. So because of this online interview, even the first round, second round, even the final round is always going to be an online interview. Because of this online interview, people, tend to rely on proxies. And another reason for that is most of the workforce in the US are on H1Bs or TN visas, something linked with that employer, except for green cards or people on EAD or citizens. 70% of the workforce is either H1B or TN visas who are always tied up with an employer. So employer also has a pressure to place the candidate with a better rate, and he can get a better rate only if he bump up the experience and use proxy to get him a job offer, and then he will figure out what to do. But in Canada, the situation is completely different. In Canada, 70% of the job market is in GTA area only, and 10% is on Eastern Canada, 10% is on Central Canada, and 10% is in Western Canada. So the IT industry is concentrated only on GTA area. And many a time, pre-COVID actually, each and every interview used to happen as an in-person interview. So you have to go to office and then attend the interview. But during COVID, people are used to conduct interviews online. So now, post-COVID, people are conducting interviews 1 or 2 rounds online and at least 1 round in person. So now even if you try to do a proxy here, you're not going to clear. So what works in the US don't work in Canada. And here and there, people will be lucky because if a person gets a job through a proxy, he might be lucky and he may be able to survive. But then we can't take that lucky person as a benchmark, and everyone should not try to use proxy to get the job. You might be able to get if you get lucky, but then once you join the job, it is very difficult to survive in the job. It will be like day to day. You are more or like sitting on a landmine and it can blast anytime. You will lose the peace of mind. You will lose everything. You don't even have the happiness of getting a job offer, and you will have to take job support, and that job support person might or might not help. So every day it is like very critical thing, and it is not worth. Instead, just spend some time in getting professionally trained, get some time in doing some projects, and then go to the market with confidence. And trust me, you'll be able to do the project all by yourself and you'll be able to get the job, right? If you go into the comfort zone and try to rely on proxies, then it is not the worth of the life. Hope this gives you some insight onto why proxy works in the US and why it will not work in Canada. And going forward, all the banks together has started a project called as Project Citadel. In Project Citadel, one of the key aspect all these 5 major banks are deciding is how to avoid this culture. So they're acting very tough. All the Canadian companies have now realized that people are coming with a lot of proxy interviews, and they are putting in a lot of scrutiny and quality checks to avoid these kinds of proxy interviews. In fact, each bank has recently terminated 300 plus people whom they have identified as people who joined with proxies. Okay, so my piece of advice: get trained and get the job and work with peace of mind. Avoid proxies. If you go to proxies, you will lose peace of mind. Thank you so much.